XRP holders, is this the signal we have been waiting for? Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. The crypto market continues to sell off. Is it all because of Elon Musk? Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. Let's get into it. Please read the disclaimer. I just reminded myself that there was a time in the beginning when I started out the channel that I had like a song in the beginning that I would sing, a Moneymaker channel song. I don't know how many of you were there, but do you want me to sing it for you? I think it deserves a little bit of a smashing of the like button. It went something like, my voice is deep enough today. Wait, let me warm it up. Hey, okay. It was something like, hey, hey, welcome to the Money Maker Show. I think with the, why did I start with that? I think with the prices dropping down and continuing to drop down, we need a little bit of laughter in our life here in XRP. Right now, XRP is sitting at $1.18. Just a few hours ago, XRP dropped all the way to $1.14, has recovered a little bit. It's not just XRP, of course. Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 61,000, as we've talked about how that possibility was on the table. Once we saw the breakage of the trends, right? So we're talking about the trend line. Once we saw that happen, we talked about the possibility of the whole crypto market pulling back. It's not too surprising to me. Ethereum is all the way down already at 1,790. Solana dropped all the way down to 66. We were just at 100 a few weeks ago here for Solana. So it's the whole crypto market selling off. And again, this is why it wouldn't, when I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the current scenario, I'm not freaking out. Why? Because it's the whole market that's selling off. Now, is there some bad news that is making crypto sell off, that is making XRP sell off? Not really. I mean, you could say, well, the tensions between Iran and the US, but really the crypto market didn't sell off, in the beginning of the war, during the war, right? The stock market did, but the crypto market really didn't. So what is it? Is it the fear of the Clarity Act not passing? Or is it two things, which I'll tell you in just a second. So make sure to watch, of course, all the way to the end of the video. We go and we look at the crypto fear and greed index. Of course, we're going to probably be here in a 10, 11, 12. I think that by tomorrow, if we keep here, we're probably going to see single digits. If we get under 60,000 for Bitcoin, sure. So now we're in extreme fear. And some people might be looking at this as, the time to run away. And some people might be looking at this as a juicy opportunity. Of course, there could be all kinds of possibilities. Now, what we're really seeing here is that Bitcoin dominance just fell down significantly to 57.83, the lowest level since September 2025. So if Bitcoin was holding pretty nicely and we kept saying, oh, look how far away Bitcoin is from the lows of February 5th. Well, we just hit very, very close to that. Right. So Bitcoin is totally getting to those levels. Ethereum even dropped lower than where it was at February 5th. XRP is still at higher levels than the low. So it's funny, right? XRP is actually holding a little bit better right now than Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of caught up to XRP, right? We kept saying that XRP was, doing worse than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, now Bitcoin and Ethereum have caught up. And you can see over the last month, for example, XRP is down 14.5%, whereas Bitcoin is down 20%, Ethereum is down 23%, and Solana is down 16%. So over the last month, XRP has done better, right, quote unquote better, than the rest of the top four. And so this is very interesting. Now, I told you that the water is going to kind of level out a little bit. And this is very interesting. And you can see, meanwhile, the alts Bitcoin ratio has surged to a 50-month high, with altcoins outperforming Bitcoin by 31% since May. Altcoins have gained immense relative strength during Bitcoin's sharp decline from 83,000 to 61,000, right? Are we at the end of the cycle? This could be a signal that that's what's happening. And Vincent says here, what we see here is a massive sell of Bitcoin and Ethereum, but quite small XRP. It means the price is just dumping as arbitrage bots And HF bots work hard, hedge fund bots, right? Work hard to close long positions and dump as hard as possible. I'm not bothered. We've been here before. Fundamentals are fierce. When the XRPL liquidity pools fire up, arbitragers will buy XRP when it dumps, put them in liquidity pools, and take in the difference. This will create a lower bound for its public exchange price. That's the switch. It hasn't happened yet. When we look at what's happening, even cities like, hey, ETF flows matter more than Strategy's Bitcoin sale. People were looking at this and saying, oh, it's all because of Strategy doing that $20 million Bitcoin sell that was for tax purposes. But strategies and Michael Saylor's strategy continues to be the same. Some might look at Mt. Gox moving those assets. So all of this is creating a scenario where there's fear, things are selling off. I told you, I think this might be a situation where the funds, the big funds, and listen, it could even be a group of 10, 15 massive Bitcoin whales that have a secret group and are manipulating the price right now in order to scoop it up at lower prices, at prices that we haven't seen since February 5th, in order to run up, bounce off of that, have the support level right there, bounce off of that, and going into the potential passage of Clarity Act, get those big gains. And they could, make so much money from something like that. So again, that's a possibility. I don't know. I'm not in those groups. Sadly, no, I'm not there yet. To be in those groups, you got to be one of the OGs, right? You got to be one of the original Bitcoin buyers there, or accumulators, and held. You need a few hundred, probably thousand Bitcoin. I don't know how much you need to be in one of those groups, but it's an interesting scenario. It's an interesting setup right now. Now you can always take advantage of the sell-offs, the opportunities here. BTCC is my go-to exchange. I've been making a lot of trades recently over the past few days. I'm thinking about kind of kicking up. I don't know if it's going to be a trading group or doing some. We have the free open Telegram group, so maybe doing more there. And telling you what's going on with me, just to engage more trading right now. If you're interested in signing up to BTCC, or if you already have a BTCC account, I think some of you have kind of woken up a little bit. So you can sign up to BTCC, start trading. You can go short, you can go long, whatever your heart desires. This is an affiliate link, so I will get a commission, and it really helps out the channel. Also, if it's good to diversify your exchanges. I have been working with BTCC for over a year. I've met them. I have confidence in them. I've met them face to face. It's not like other exchanges. They've been around for over 14 years. They're going soon to 15 years. So this is an exchange that has a lot of experience and is not like the others that we've experienced before. So again, if you're interested, link is in the description down below. And again, I will get a commission if you use my link. So thank you for that. Now, and join the free Telegram group. And as always, don't forget that this video is for entertainment purposes, educational purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. So Citi's saying that ETF flows matter more than Strategy's Bitcoin sale. Citi says Strategy's Bitcoin sale was part of a disclosed tax optimization plan and does not change Saylor's broader Bitcoin strategy. The bigger issue is demand. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have now seen a record 11 straight days of outflow. Citi estimates ETF flows explain about 45% of weekly Bitcoin price moves. Now this is interesting. So who's doing this, right? Who is right now releasing all of these Bitcoin ETFs? So this is the big question, right? And so I was thinking about this, and I was like, what's going on here? Is the money flowing out to AI stocks, right? Because the ETFs are, in the stock market ecosystem. And Orlando posted here, he says, why is Bitcoin falling? You ask. Good news. I covered this a year ago. See the thread below. And in the thread, he makes kind of jokes that he makes jokes like relative to the stock market. Like he says here, oh, Bitcoin missed its EPS on sales, cuts forward guidance, and blames challenging macro environment. Bitcoin cuts workforce by 15% to preserve cash, right? Making a joke here that, there's no real reason, like a company, a stock would drop. Bitcoin isn't relevant to that, right? But then someone was here in the comment was like, liquidity for SpaceX IPO. And then I thought about it and I was like, wait a second, this kind of makes sense. Um, this SpaceX IPO could be the biggest thing of the year, right? Think about it. It's Elon Musk, it's space. It seems like people can't stop talking about it. Maybe we have a situation where Bitcoin investors or Bitcoin ETF investors have been selling off their Bitcoin ETFs in order to get ready for the SpaceX IPO, or maybe even institutions that said, you know what, we're going to remove a little bit of our exposure to Bitcoin because it is a volatile asset and get into SpaceX. So this could be a possibility also that's happening, that institutions are gearing up for this, and that's why they've been selling the ETFs. I don't know how much it is retail that's actually like, you know what, I don't like Bitcoin anymore, I'm selling my ETFs. I don't know how much of that is happening. It could be, but I think it might be big institutions that are releasing their Bitcoin ETFs in order to get ready for the SpaceX IPO. And this is interesting and funny, but Benjamin, has got a lot of criticism about his call outs and how he's predicting the market. And he says, in a few months, profits will temporarily flow out of TradeFi, cool off phase after IPOs, right? And that's what he's talking about. That we have Anthropic, we have SpaceX, and there's another one. I'm blanking. Maybe OpenAI, right? People will want to know where to put their money because everything already went up so much, and their Bitcoin will be ready to begin the next year 4-year cycle. He also had a funny tweet here. Where is it? I don't know if I found it. He said something about, when people stop criticizing me, or something like that, then here, sell when they say I'm a dum dum and buy when they say I was right. Right? Usually that means that when they're criticizing him, it's a top, and when they say he was right all along, it's probably a bottom. So that's kind of interesting there from Benjamin, but we don't know. Like Benjamin, he says it himself. Sometimes he's right, sometimes he's wrong. He can give his analysis on what's happening in the market and try to figure out what's going to happen. Sometimes the 4-year cycle repeated itself, sometimes it didn't exactly. And so we'll find out in the next coming months what's going to happen. Now, something very important is oil, right? I was just talking to someone last night, and we were talking about how oil is what makes the world go round, right? And how oil is so important. And US oil stockpiles hit their lowest level since 2004. US crude and petroleum inventories fell by 10.6 million barrels last week to 1.57 billion barrels. The drop came as Trump administration drained stockpiles could contain surging prices, while admittedly supply distributions tightened the market. Right now, this morning, oil prices are pretty flat because we haven't really gotten any news overnight of anything kicking off too much in the Middle East, but things can change, things can move. And so we have to take into consideration that something might happen there. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. is moving at a deliberate speed to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. At the same time, Bessent is urging lawmakers to get behind the Clarity Act, saying he wants major crypto market structure legislation passed this summer. The administration is now pushing Bitcoin reserve plans and crypto regulations in parallel. So you got the Secretary of Treasury, you got the president, you got all these Republican senators that are trying to get this passed. It seems like we're going to get it passed, but again, nobody knows. Anything can happen. And right now, the market is reacting to this like that the Clarity Act is not going to pass. That's how it feels. But I still have high confidence that it will. Again, maybe I'm right about this, maybe I'm wrong about this. You have to make your decision. Along the way, you can take advantage of what's going on. Again, with our partner BTCC. If you are interested, link is in the description down below. We also have that free and open Telegram group where I give messages and things and my opinions a little bit more faster there. So if you're interested, it's free. Come and join. Link is in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.